Good day and welcome. You're watching Sint Maarten NEWSDESK, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Philipsburg, Sint Maarten. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
Police issue Easter advisory and arrest made in Backstreet incident. The police force of St. Maarten is urging the public to celebrate responsibly as it rolls out safety measures for the busy Easter weekend. With large crowds expected at Mullet Bay, strict parking and traffic regulations will be enforced from April 4th to 7th. Parking along Rhine Road is prohibited, and illegally parked vehicles, including those on the golf course or Philipsburg Boardwalk, will be towed at the owner's expense. Police are also reminding residents to avoid excessive alcohol use and follow all instructions from officers on duty. Meanwhile, authorities are investigating an altercation on Backstreet where a dispute over parking led to one man being arrested after allegedly striking a French tourist. KPSM is reminding the public that violence is never the answer, as officers continue to maintain safety across the island during the holiday period. Justice Ministry meets French officials on prison reform. The Ministry of Justice, St. Maarten, is strengthening regional cooperation as it advances major prison reform efforts. During a recent meeting, Honorable Minister of Justice Nathalie Tacklin met with French Prefet Cyril Leverly to discuss prison reform and cross-border collaboration. The talks focus on the redevelopment of Point Blanche Prison, part of a broader reform program supported by the United Nations Office for Project Services, aimed at creating a modern rehabilitation-centered facility. Officials highlighted the need for stronger cooperation between the French and Dutch sides, especially in addressing shared challenges like detention capacity and inmate reintegration. Authorities say the goal is not just infrastructure, but building a justice system that supports rehabilitation, reduces reoffending, and strengthens long-term stability across the island. Caribbean Guilder transition complete. The transition to the Caribbean Guilder has been successfully completed, marking a major milestone for the monetary union. The Central Bank van Curaçao and St. Maarten says that of April 1st, the Netherlands Antillian guilders can no longer be exchanged at commercial banks and must now be handled directly through the central bank. Since the currency's introduction in March 2025, about 77% of all guilders in circulation, nearly 386 million Dutch Antillian guilders, has already been exchanged. Residents still have time with exchanges available at the CBCS until March 2055, though appointments are required in St. Maarten. Officials are calling the transition smooth and successful, thanking banks and the public for their cooperation in moving to the new Caribbean Guilder.
Hello, my people. My name is Glenda York of Sit, Sip and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV15 St. Maarten, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from Great Bay Media Studios in St. Maarten, your NEWSDESK featured story is coming up. But first, here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's busy with a Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
At Talon, we believe connection goes beyond signals. It's about people. From every call, every laugh,
Hi, Merry Christmas. Thanks for calling.
every moment shared across our island,
Game time.
we're reminded this network was built by St. Maarten for St. Maarten.
I couldn't. Oh, I got you. Don't worry, man. We're good.
When are you coming to St. Maarten?
All right, let's go. Go.
Here's to staying connected to what matters most. Your connection, your Christmas.
Stay connected to the best of local and Caribbean content anywhere, anytime with the TVC Plus app, the official app of TVC Channel 40. With the TVC Plus app, you can watch TVC Channel 40 live, catch every episode of your favorite shows on demand, watch exclusive pay-per-view content, listen to Voice of the Caribbean radio, and watch and read SKN Newsline. The TVC Plus app is available on all your devices. On the Google Play Store, search TVC and the plus sign. In the Apple App Store, type the words TVC Plus. And we're also available on the Amazon App Store for Fire TV and Fire Stick devices. Search the words TVC Plus. Download today and take TVC Channel 40 wherever you go.
All right, don't miss NewsDesk, weekdays at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on TVC. Sink Kids to the World, now streaming everywhere. New number plates ready for collection. The St. Maarten Tax Administration has announced that MF and V category number plates are now available for collection. Motorists who have already made payments are encouraged to visit the receiver's office on Pawn Island to pick up their plates. Drivers currently using temporary M plates are required to return them in exchange for their assigned plates. To collect, motorists must present proof of payment, valid insurance, and a valid inspection card. Authorities are also reminding the public to complete payments and collect 2026 vehicle stickers as soon as possible to avoid delays. Residents can make payments online, by bank transfer, or in person. Swim team heads to CARIFTA and schools shine in local swim meet. 10 of the island's top young swimmers are heading to represent the country on the regional stage. The St. Maarten Aquatic Federation has announced its national team will compete at the CARIFTA 2026 Aquatics Championships in Martinique from April 3rd to 8th. The 10-member team, 5 boys and 5 girls, will compete against athletes from across the Caribbean, gaining valuable international experience in one of the region's top youth competitions. Meanwhile, local talent was on full display during the Caribbean Gems Interscholastic Swim Meets, where schools competed in a spirited showcase of skill and sportsmanship. At the elementary level, St. Dominic Primary School took first place, while Caribbean International Academy led the secondary division. Organizers praised the strong turnout, continued sponsorship, and growing enthusiasm for swimming as young athletes continue to develop both locally and regionally. Listen and We Don't Judge Women's Conference empowers and inspires. Women from across the island came together for a powerful day of connection and empowerment at the We Listen, But We Don't Judge Women's Conference. Hosted by Access Media Productions at Simpson Bay Resort, the event created a safe space for open dialogue, self-reflection, and growth. Attendees engaged in sessions on financial independence, mental health, personal boundaries, and women's wellness, along with discussions on domestic violence and entrepreneurship. Highlights included a spoken word performance by Ramona Riley, a self-defense demonstration by R.T. Baran, and an interactive panel featuring male perspectives on relationships. Organizers say the conference continues to grow as a movement focused on empowering women, building community, and encouraging authentic conversations across the island.
Safety or self-defense is also a part of safety, the safety planning.
Physical attraction, the fact that we can share the dollar and cook, what is it that you appreciate about us? Not just with your words, but with your actions on an everyday basis.
When we come back, we go to our in-depth feature of the day, exploring one of the island's most thought-provoking topics. That's just ahead. Stay tuned.
You know, we all talk about having rights. And yeah, we do.
We have the right to be safe.
The right to learn and get an education.
The right to speak up and be heard.
The right to dream big and build our future.
But listen, rights don't stand alone.
We also have responsibilities.
Real talk, if we want respect, we gotta give respect too.
St. Maarten is our home.
So let's protect it. Keep our beaches clean, our streets clean, and show love to nature.
Healthy island, healthy future.
Our parents and guardians do a lot for us.
Let's show respect, talk to them, and listen, even when it's hard.
School prepares us for life.
So we show up We stay focused and we put in effort.
We want opportunities, so we work for them.
We are part of this community, every village, every culture, every neighborhood.
Let's be kind, positive, and supportive.
A stronger community starts with us.
And most importantly, we are responsible for ourselves.
We make healthy choices for our mind and body.
We believe in our goals and our voice and our future.
Our rights give us power, our responsibilities make us leaders. Together we rise.
The Convention of the Rights of the Child isn't just a policy, it's protection and responsibility. When our children learn their rights, they are better prepared to take on their responsibility. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Department of Youth.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
CARICOM steps up support for Cuba amid economic strain. Caribbean nations are moving to strengthen regional solidarity as CARICOM ramps up financial and humanitarian support for Cuba, which continues to face economic and energy challenges. The initiative is being led by CARICOM Chairman and Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Terence Drew, who confirmed member states are accelerating aid shipments through the regional secretariat based in Guyana. Support from across the region includes funding and essential supplies such as food, baby products, medical items, batteries, and solar panels, aimed at assisting communities affected by ongoing shortages and power disruptions. Prime Minister Drew emphasized that the effort reflects a long-standing tradition of Caribbean unity, noting Cuba's historical role in supporting the region through medical assistance, education, and disaster response. St. Kitts and Nevis has already pledged $500,000 toward the initiative, with initial funds already deposited and additional contributions expected in the coming months. Other CARICOM countries are also contributing to the collective response. The regional effort comes at a time of increasing geopolitical pressure as some countries adjust their relationships with Cuba amid international concerns over financial systems tied to Cuban medical missions. Despite these challenges, CARICOM leaders say the focus remains on cooperation, resilience, and ensuring that no Caribbean nation faces hardship alone. That's the latest from across the Caribbean region. Shout out to our viewers across the Caribbean watching NEWSDESK. Here's a regional fact. CARICOM consists of 15 member states, representing a combined population of over 18 million people across the Caribbean.
Welcome back. Each day, we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on St. Maarten. Welcome to today's NEWSDESK feature.
A deepening internal conflict within the Unified Resilient St. Maarten movement, URSM, is now playing out publicly, raising serious questions about leadership, accountability, and the stability of governance. At the center of the dispute is Richinel Brooke, Honorable Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, who is facing calls to resign from both his ministerial post and party membership, calls he has firmly rejected. In a formal letter dated March 26, URSM President Brenda Brooks informed the minister that the party had withdrawn its support and no longer recognizes him as a member. The letter outlines a pattern of conduct that, according to the party, undermines governance, cohesion, and collective responsibility. According to the document, the concerns include alleged conflicts of interest tied to the minister's chief of staff, questions surrounding a contract with ZAR Management and Consulting BV, claims of ignoring legal and supervisory advice in procurement decisions, public statements said to challenge the authority of the Prime Minister and party leadership. The letter also states that repeated warnings were issued, including concerns tied to Article 54 of the Civil Service Law, but were disregarded. According to page 3 of the resignation letter, the party concluded the relationship had deteriorated to the point where separation was unavoidable and formally called for his immediate resignation. In a detailed 12-page response dated March 30th, the minister rejected all allegations, describing them as assumptions and misinformation. He maintains that no conflicts of interest existed within his cabinet, all contracts were properly executed and documented, claims of overpayments were false and unsupported, his public statements were responses to actions taken unilaterally by the Prime Minister. On page 1 of his response, he accused his party leadership of relying on incomplete or improperly obtained information and failing to follow proper legal procedures in raising concerns. Rather than a simple denial, the minister's response introduces counter-allegations that significantly escalate the situation. He raises concerns about political interference in procurement processes, pressure placed on civil servants to alter procedures, the handling of appointments within government entities, including SZV, and the alleged sharing of confidential information. On pages 3 to 6 of his response, he suggests that actions by senior leadership, including directives and hiring processes, may themselves raise integrity concerns, shifting scrutiny back onto the party and the Prime Minister. A key flashpoint in the conflict is the handling of contracts and appointments tied to public projects. The party alleges that procurement processes were structured to favor individuals connected to the minister's chief of staff. The minister, however, insists the contract in question was limited and completed within scope. Subsequent tenders were handled independently, and he had no improper role in later decisions. This disagreement reflects fundamentally different interpretations of the same set of actions, one framing them as misconduct, the other as compliant governance. Despite the pressure, the minister has made his position clear. On page 12 of his response, he states unequivocally that he has no intention of resigning either from his ministerial role or the party, and maintains committed to serving the people of St. Maarten. NEWSDESK also notes that this information was surfaced widely on April 1st, All Fool's Day, immediately raising skepticism across the community. Given the timing, a sentiment of doubts quickly spread through society, with many questioning whether the situation was real or some form of elaborate April Fool's Day stunt. However, if this is not an ill-timed joke, the implications are far more serious. Because if this isn't an elaborate and frankly sick joke, then it forces a deeper reflection. Perhaps the real joke is on us. With both sides entrenched and publicly challenging each other's credibility, the situation now moves beyond an internal disagreement into a broader political issue. And key questions do remain. Will the coalition take formal action? Will an independent investigation be launched? Can the party maintain unity moving forward? What is clear is that this is no longer just a disagreement. It is a test of governance, transparency, and political stability in St. Maarten. And as the standoff continues, the bigger question emerges. Is this a matter of accountability or a full-blown breakdown within the party itself?
That's all the time we have for today's edition of Sint Maarten News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, Sint Maarten.